Yeah, please.
Before these latest announcements about the Obama administration weighing Russia's, looking into Russia's offer, Russia's strategy, we heard U.S. officials say that Russia's strategy for fighting ISIL is, quote unquote, not a winning strategy. Well, that would imply that the U.S. has a winning strategy. How winning has the U.S. strategy been so far?
So I think you're conflating. What we've said is just your question, the way it was phrased. What we said is we don't believe continuing to support the Assad regime is a winning strategy. We've been very clear on that and very clear about that for a long time, that we think if there's going to be a successful political transition, which is what we all want in Syria, that ultimately can't include Assad. So any effort to prop him up, to strengthen his position or his regime's position, we view, frankly, as not a winning strategy. That's not something that we can support.
Now, about the U.S. strategy to defeat ISIL.
I'll get to all that. But what the secretary said and what we said before is, if Russia does want to play a constructive role in anti-ISIL efforts or in the coalition against ISIL, that's certainly something we can look at. And again, in that vein, that was what the secretary was saying upstairs, was that we need to have a conversation, military to military, certainly about the military aspects of any involvement that Russia might have in order to deconflict, but more broadly, a political resolution in Syria. Then your broader question was, what's the ISIL, the winning strategy?
Well, Russia's strategy, Russia says that its strategy will include the Syrian government and the Syrian army. So that is part of the Russian strategy. That, as Samantha Power said, and I believe President Obama as well, is the U.S. says is not a winning strategy. So how winning has the U.S. strategy been?
Well, I think, again, we've got, a six-pronged or six components to our overall strategy against ISIL. We're a year in. We've been very candid about saying this is going to be a long and difficult struggle. We have made significant gains. I can quote back to you all of the stats that others have given over the last couple of weeks as we reach this one-year anniversary in this struggle. But overall, I think we have seen gains on the ground. We've supported, and our strategy is based on this 60-plus member coalition. Part of it is airstrikes. Part of it is supporting groups on the ground in northern Syria, also working with the Iraqi military as well, and trying to bring the fight to ISIL. But it's broader than that. It's about strangling their financial support structure. It's about changing hearts and minds, if you will, trying to stem the flow of foreign fighters. There's a lot of different aspects to it. But just to finish my answer, but fundamentally, where we have come down on this consistently is that we believe the Assad regime is largely to blame for the environment that allows ISIL to thrive right now in northern Syria, and that's where we simply draw the line.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood. You mentioned gains. Well, since the beginning of bombings last year, ISIL grew in territory. In front of me, I have the map of the territory that they control from September of last year and from this September, and it is considerably bigger. I can show you that. The number of fighters, as I understand, stayed about the same. Does that sound like a result of does it sound like gains? Does it sound like a result of a winning strategy?
Again, we've seen, certainly in Iraq, you've seen ISIL lose ground at Mosul Dam, at Tikrit, other places. They've been pushed back from areas around Kirkuk and Erbil. We've got now a more effective, again, I'm speaking about Iraq, a more effective Iraqi military on the ground that we've been working with, training, equipping, that are able to and are under much better command and control, that are able to take the fight to ISIL there.
But you do not argue the fact that they're territorial, right?
I let you ask the question. In northern Syria, we've also seen ISIL pushed out of areas where they thought they controlled, largely through the efforts of groups like I said, the YPD, the Syrian Kurds and Syrian Arabs and other groups that have been really effective against ISIL, and certainly enhanced. Their efforts have been enhanced by airstrikes coordinated with the coalition, with the U.S. involved, certainly with Turkey now involved. So
Well,
this is a
even-
long effort, though.
I understand,
and
but
I can't,
even
you know,
U.S.
I
officials
wouldn't-
say, even
sorry, let me
U.S.
finish.
officials
But
say,
you know, we have made, we believe, gains in the past year. Are we there yet? No. Have we done enough? No. It's going to take longer.
well, even U.S. officials say airstrikes alone are not going to do it. And about the U.S. trained force, well, how winning is that force if it's just not enough of them?
Well, again, we're working and across a broad spectrum. Matt brought that up. You know, talking about the moderate Syrian opposition forces that we're training.
There are
That
four
train
of
to equip
them?
program. Let me finish. My train to equip program has fallen short. The Pentagon has admitted that. Been very candid about its assessment. Need to do better, but we're also working with a wide variety of groups in northern Syria, as I just mentioned, who are actually effective. I want to let some other people go ahead, please.